YouTube, what are we doing here? Sports by Scal. We got Christmas Day football games. I'm hype. I got the props. Let's get right into it. And yes, that is a craps table that I set up in my apartment for Christmas Eve. We are turning this place into a casino. I got a roulette table on the way. No games on to bet. Guess what we're doing tomorrow night? We are gambling in the crib. Let's go. All right. First prop we are going to look at is CD Lamb. We're going to take a look at CD Lamb for, I believe the prop I liked was 60 receiving yards. CD Lamb has gone under this only a few times all year. And I do like the matchup here. As you can see, look at that. They're in the bottom 10. They're giving up receiving yards. I love that. So for 60 yards, I mean, his line isn't that crazy. For 60, it's minus 278. He's got under it twice all season. You can probably take him for 70 here if you're going to bet straight. But if you're betting a parlay, take him for 60. Be safe. 65. Even take him for 65 if you can. All right? Let's just take a look and see the past matchups. Obviously, CD Lamb gets a 19% target share. Pickens gets targeted more. That's crazy. I didn't know that. I thought it was the other way around. All right, so these are the receivers who went over their lines. A.J. Brown, Dotson, Devontae Smith was almost there. Dolly Robinson, Hodgins don't count. Slayton, whatever. Justin Jefferson, he is so disappointing, isn't he? He's just so disappointing sometimes. Addison, Naylor, Pat Bryant, all went over their lines. I like this line a lot. Lock this one up. Okay, my next, we're going to take a look at Pickens. Actually, just take a look at his head-to-head while we're here, just so you can see what he's done to the Commanders. Look at his games last year. 67, and then this past year, 110 yards. It's got to be a reason that matchup is the way it is. This line should be higher, but it's not. 65 to be safe. All right, let's just take a look at Javonte Williams. I like Javonte Williams for his rush attempts. I like him for 14 rush attempts. Let's take a look at his rush attempts. Head-to-head, he had 19 last time they played in October. Yeah, look at that. I like him for 14 rush attempts, 13.5. We're looking at 70% in his last 10 games. Ranked bottom 5. They allow a lot of rushing attempts. And let's just take a look at his yards in case you want to go in that direction. His rushing yards, you're probably safe taking him for 65 if you can. Yeah, I like 65. 50 is just too low. Versus running backs, they give up. Their run defense is terrible. You can probably take him for 80 this game if you want to bet him straight. But if you're betting a parlay, you take him for 65, even 70. He's pushing it just to be safe. I got screwed with Jonathan Taylor last week. I thought he was going to get yards. He got nothing. And it's Jonathan Taylor. So you know what? This betting shit is crazy. Javonte Williams, 70 yards. Let's go ahead and we'll just take a look at George Pickens while we're here so you can kind of get a feel for... let's just go back. So you can kind of get a feel for... what's going on here? Oh. Receiving. All right. George Pickens. Receiving yards... he's just tough to gauge, isn't he? Some games he just goes up. It's just, what do you do for a guy like this? Who's going to have the better game, him or CD? CD looked a little bit more consistent, but George Pickens gets more target share. We looked at that again. Let's just take a look at the receptions. Maybe 5 receptions is probably the move for him. Let's just see what the value is now. 5 receptions, probably the move. I like CD better for his yards, and him more for the receptions as his target share. The target share is sometimes you're going to throw the ball to him. So if they're going to throw the ball to him, doesn't matter if he runs, breaks a tackle. 5 receptions is good. All right, let's take a look at the Commanders. Who do we like on the Commanders? Let's see who we like on the Commanders. We're going to take a look at Deebo Samuel for his receiving yards. Screwed me last week. I had him for 40, and he had 35. We're never taking Deebo Samuel for his receiving yards ever again. But his receptions is something I could think about. Okay, Dallas is also terrible defense against reception. So you know what? I do like him for four receptions this week. He's going to make me some money back. I feel it. Let's just take a look at Dallas. Yeah, look at this. Most of them all went over their lines. Lad McConkey, he's been slumping, but he did it. Keenan Allen, Naylor, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams. You know what? He's going to make me some money back. Please do. All right. Terry McLaurin for the yards. Deebo Samuel for the catches. Terry McLaurin for the yards. All right. I think you can get a pretty decent value for 45. If you can get this on 45 is I think the move. All right. They are dead last. Terry McLaurin will go over his yards. Mark those words. I like Terry McLaurin for 45 receiving yards. Who else do I got here? Krosky Merritt. He just continues to be the right guy to bet on. Let's just take a look at this. He had 2 touchdowns in the past 2 weeks. But in terms of him or Rodriguez, it's always Merritt. It's just, and I always try to rationalize, but he's the backup. But then I watch the game. They don't have his yards line up. This app is sick. This app is just sick. It's just the worst. Let's just look at Rodriguez and see. Let's see if they have his yards up. His yard line's up, but not Krosky Merritt. That's unbelievable. Rodriguez did have a good week last week. He had 63 yards versus Philly, 21st in the league. This matchup is 20th. So let's take a look and see. But look at the rush share. See what I'm saying? Krosky Merritt has more rush share, but he's not the starting running back. Crazy. Versus the running backs, Montgomery, Hampton, Kareem Hunt. They all went over their lines. So I like Rodriguez for 40. If you can take it for 40, I like that. Also take Merritt for 40. I think I like that a little bit better. So you heard it here. All right, next game. We're going to take a look at the Lions and the Vikings. Jordan Addison, as you can see, is the premier receiver. Okay? Justin Jefferson continues to screw me. No, I'm just kidding. Justin Jefferson's definitely a better receiver, but Jordan Addison just seems to come through with the yards when he has to. You know what I mean? Let's just take a look. So, obviously, Detroit's defense against wide receivers is horrible, 30th in the league. Look at the target share. Almost double. Almost double. Let's just take a look. This is what I mean. When he's not doing it at all, I don't think greatness is consistency, Greatness isn't having an 85-yard game and then the game for a 22. And he's going to have a 10-yard game after that. I don't like that. Maybe the coverage is absolutely crazy on him. Maybe they just lock him up. But if you're Justin Jefferson, you're Justin Jefferson. You need to triumph over the defense, no matter how stifling it is. So I like Justin Jefferson. Let's just see head-to-head matchups. Okay, he's had 40. So you know what? I like Justin Jefferson for 45 yards. You just take him for 40. I like Justin Jefferson for 40 yards this game. Being that the matchup is so great, but let's see. Do you take him for 40? What did Addison do? Let's go back and take a look. So Jordan Addison had 48 as well. So being, barely goes over 40 though. It's that one game he had right here. Let's stick with Jefferson for 45 yards, 4 yards. You can take You can take Jordan Addison. How many receptions did he have? He only had 2 for 40 something. Wow. Maybe just take him for 2 receptions. Take it for 2 receptions. His line, let's just see what that value was, minus 590. They got to be kidding me. All right, leave him alone. Take Justin Jefferson this week. We're going to just take a look at TJ Hawkinson. Let's take a look to see what the tight ends look like. All right, pretty tough defense against tight ends, okay? Now his receptions we're looking at, he's around the same thing too. His yards, up and down, up and down. Don't like betting on guys like that, that's for sure. All right, let's go take a look at Jared Goff. Let's take a look at him for 240 passing yards. Jared Goff, beast in my opinion. I love the Lions. His passing yards for 240, as you can see, unreal. Unreal. His line is 250 for plus money. You want to know why? Because of the matchup. But you know what? He had 284 last time they played. So what does that tell you? They can be taken for 240. Take it for 240, even 230. 225 is minus 150. I like that even better. Take that. Right up their ass. Do it quick before they change it. Passing touchdowns, yeah, you could even take it for 2. You had it that game. I'll just maybe stick with the yards. Stick with the yards. Might be giving it to Montgomery. Montgomery's definitely running one in, I'll tell you that. Let's take a look at Montgomery while I have him on my mind. This man he's just it. And I wish they gave him more snaps, you know? David Montgomery for his rush and receiving yards. Talk to me. Receiving yards are pretty tight against this, so you know what? Maybe we stick with Jahmyr Gibbs this game. Maybe we stick with Gibbs. Maybe we just go rush yards. Maybe just because of the matchup. Yikes, look at his rush. It's so crazy, right? No, we're going to stick with Montgomery for 30 rushing yards. Let's see. Yeah, the line's 32.5. Take Montgomery for 30 rush yards at minus 140. 27 in the league. He's crushing 30, that's for sure. Jahmyr Gibbs, if he's not running for 100 yards, let's just take a look and see. All right, so all these running backs go over their lines. It's great. Let's just take a look at the receptions. Against Minnesota, he had 2 last game. Receiving yards. Let's just take a look to see what the running backs did. Receiving, yeah, none. Rodriguez, Javonte Williams, Singletary, but are they really like receiving running backs? Is the question. The answer is no. Interesting. I would take Gibbs for his. Let's just look at what Gibbs did in terms of his receiving. Did he have any receptions that game? Let's see. Receptions head to head. He had 3. Okay. So maybe the receptions is the play if they're going to limit the yards. Yeah. What did he have receiving yards wise? Yeah. Wait a minute. He had 3 receiving yards on 3 catches. Interesting. We go receptions here, and then we go rushing yards separate. We go 2 receptions, 3 receptions, and then take Montgomery for his rush yards. I just can't get over this guy's rush yards. Look at that. I can't get over his rush yards. 25 rush yards. He barely breaks 40. You know what? Crazy. Mon-Ra St. Brown. Mon-Ra St. Brown. We're going to take him for 70, even though he absolutely screwed me last week. Absolutely, positively screwed me. All right, let's take a look and see. I like him for 70. 70 is the magic number, yep. Maybe even 60. No, 70 is the number. Because if he's going over 60, he's going to get 70 plus. Take him for 70, head to head. He had a big game, 97 yards. I think he always has good games against Minnesota. So you know what? I like him, even though the matchup is tough. I like him for 70 yards. Definitely take him for 70 yards. All right, let's look at JMO. JMO's been crushing it. He had 66 last time they played. His line is 70. It's a little bit too high for me. I like him for 50. Okay, in his last 10, he is money. Money, 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 JMO. I like JMO 50 receiving yards. You heard it here. Okay? All right. This guy always catches touchdowns, Tesla. Look at the past 4 games. He's had 3. Let's look at the red zone targets. Red zone targets. Tesla's number 3. Oof. Let's look at Tesla's receptions. Is there even going to be a line for his receptions? Because I'm kind of interested in taking him for his receptions as well. Let's see if there's a line out there yet. Not yet. Okay. Maybe 2-3 receptions for Tesla. I like that. He's pretty underrated. Pretty sneaky pick. And yeah, Broncos, Chiefs. Chiefs gave up. I'd say Broncos. Harvey for a touchdown. That's all I really got for you. I didn't really care too much about this game. I can't stand watching the Chiefs play now. Maybe Harvey. Let's just look head to head. He had 20 receiving yards, Harvey, and he had 30 rush yards. You know what? Take him for a touchdown. Call it a day, guys. Good luck. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Enjoy the games. Christmas Day. And yeah. I'm going to be playing craps all night tomorrow. Wish me luck. I got the hot hand. Let's do this. Comment below. Subscribe to the channel. If you guys win some money, you're welcome. Let me know how it goes.